Okay, good. All right, so welcome everybody. And I'm so excited, as I already have said, to be here in this room with you for the next 60 minutes. My name is Juliana, and I was wondering what I would say when I introduce myself to you, because we all are so many things and we have experienced so many things already. But I think for today, I'd rather describe myself as part of the femininity movement, which I'm really happy and grateful about. And I am also a mother of 4 beautiful children, and I am a mind-body practitioner. So when I was a little child, I used to put my hands on stones. I would touch and talk to plants, and I would cleanse myself with light when somebody talked to me who I didn't like so much or who was kind of in a bad mood. Also, I would cleanse myself with light afterwards. And I did that as a little child intuitively. And I don't know when exactly it was that I stopped, but it was due to the fact that a lot of people thought that was weird. And I am very happy that I am now getting out of this pretending not to do this and getting back into my authentic self and start to talk to plants again. I start to heal myself with stones, and I talk to cleanse myself with light again. And I have started to think, okay, somehow I need to have a certificate for that. So that's why I have a mind body practitioner certificate now. And I want to talk about the mind and body with you guys today and how they are intertwined with each other and how we can use our mind to help our body, but also our body to help our mind, because it's not a one-way road. They are connected, and the connection and the communication goes both ways. But before we begin, I want to invite you actually to arrive, not just physically with your body, but also mentally. Right now, you're gifting yourself this hour of being for yourself here in this room. And you can put aside all the noise that is in your head. You can put aside any thoughts that come to your mind and want to take your focus away from here to another place. You can put aside any worries, any to-do lists that might wander into your brain, and just arrive here in this room. So if it feels okay for you, then please place both your hands on your chest and take a slow breath. You can close your eyes if you like to, if you feel comfortable this way. Take a slow breath in through your nose and hold it for 1 little second. And take a longer breath out through your mouth. Do this all over again. There's nothing right now that you need to do, nothing to change, nothing to improve, nobody to take care of, nothing to fix. And right now, I invite you to just notice, how does it feel to be here in this body, in this moment? Take a deep cleansing breath in, hold it, and breathe out through your mouth. The space today is not about becoming better. It's about becoming more honest and more embodied and more you. So, as I said, I had a few seemingly weird habits when I was a child, and many of us were taught that growth means effort and means discipline and means fixing what's wrong with you. So if you want more confidence, work harder. If you want more beauty, improve your body. If you want more joy, figure out what's broken. But the feminine path, and this is something that I have really enjoyed ever since I became a part of femininity. The feminine path doesn't begin with fixing. It begins with listening. to your body and to your mind. And because you are actually not a problem to be solved, you are a truth to be revealed. Everything that you want to be and that you feel is in alignment with your authentic self is already within you. Everything you need is already within you. It is just hidden somewhere. And we are now in a beautiful position to learning to find it again, to incorporate it again, to integrate it into ourselves and let it shine, let it show. And, true transformation, I think, doesn't happen when we push the body to obey the mind. I know the saying mind over matter, but it also goes the other way around. So it's not, as I said, a one-way around. They both talk with each other. It's a communication. The soul and the body communicate with each other. It's not just one dictating over the other. And it happens when mind and body begin to speak the same language. And that language is the language of sensation. It's the language of emotion. It's the language of rhythm, of pleasure, of rest, of curiosity. And it's the language of play. Oh boy. Let's just see. Hold on a second. I don't want the cat to break something and then hurt herself. She's very curious about that. Okay. So modern science actually now confirms what ancient wisdom, of course, already knew. The body is not separate from the mind. Your nervous system, your hormones, your fascia, your breath, your posture, your thoughts, they're all in constant conversation. And a thought can tighten your jaw. Sometimes you have a thought and you feel like, oh, I've been clenching my teeth. A memory can actually soften your heart. A posture can change your confidence, and a breath can calm fear faster than logic ever could. So the body remembers what the mind tries to forget sometimes, and the body also knows the way forward because the mind has the words for it. And when we try to think our way into change, we often stay stuck. But when we embody a new state, the mind follows. So that means, for example, when you feel kind of sad or down, then we tend to have the feeling, a thought is an emotion, and an emotion we find in our body again then, and it shows itself through our body language. So when we have a thought that is pulling us down, we start to hang our shoulders, we start to get rather small and make our back very round and kind of become invisible. But in these moments, especially when we have an important meeting or we need to just really be our strong, confident self, because we all have several roles to play during each day, a power pose, for example, would help us a lot in getting our energy high back up. So we stay up, we stand upright, stand firm on the ground. We take a few deep breaths and maybe even say a very strong affirmation, one that really connects with our heart. Don't just say the words as if they have no meaning, but you really need to feel them. Because as I said, the thought creates the emotion and that can go into your body then. And that's how the body helps the soul to get into a higher vibration of energy again. So as I said, it is not just a one-way road, but a communication between the two. So this is why actually embodiment practices are not a luxury. They actually are an essential for us. And I want to share something very deeply important with you guys. The body is both our temple and our tool. As a temple, it deserves a certain kind of devotion, it deserves care, it deserves gentleness and self-love. And when we treat the body with reverence, the energy inside becomes clear, it becomes radiant and very nourishing for the soul. When you treat your body not as your temple, but just as something that you compare to others, that you're constantly nagging about, that you're actually not cleaning and feeding with positive energy and love, then of course it's not a temple. It's just kind of like a space or a certain something that the soul needs in order to walk the face of this earth. But as a temple, when you go into a temple, into a very sacred space, you feel the energy, and that energy goes through you as well. And it kind of uplifts you, and you start to feel a higher vibration of energy within yourself as well. And this is what you do when you take care of your body. It's a certain kind of self-love, not in an egoistic way, but self-love in the idea of being worth that care, being worth to be treated in a good way. And your body is part of you, a very important part of you. So you're allowed to treat it in a good way so that it becomes your temple, your sacred space in which the soul can actually really evolve and shine. And as I said, it's not indulgence, it's actually energetic hygiene. So the body is your temple, but as I said, it's also your tool. Because the soul alone cannot do very much in this earth, right? We are coming to this earth with a certain life purpose, and we have this beautiful body, our hands, our brain, our feet, everything to actually create. We are creatures who like to create things. We have ideas. We like to, do things and try and make things work. We have an idea of flying, so people start to build kind of airplanes. We have the idea of being able to go and breathe underwater. So all of a sudden, we have scuba divers. We have the idea of climbing the highest mountains. We are finding ways with our hands and legs to do this. So our body is our tool, and we're learning to make use of this tool as good as we can throughout our childhood. When we learn to walk, when we learn to hold a scissor, when we learn to put little beads of pearls on a string and try and make a little necklace for ourselves, we use our fingers, we use our arms, our legs, and try to have good control over our body, because that is what we need in order to create whatever we're meant to create. We have certain talents here, other people have certain talents there, but certainly we can learn things even though we have not much talent in a certain area. Yeah, so we can become, we can learn and we can master our body in certain areas way more than we think we can. Yeah, we can become masters of our body, or mistresses, so to say, of our body. So you are allowed to use your body to create your image. And many women feel conflicted in this because, creating an image is so negatively like colored. You're like, oh, okay, but then you're not authentic. You try to be somebody else. It is not really like this. You can express your beauty through your body. You can sculpt, adorn, you can move, you can dress, you can dance, you can shape yourself the way you want to. And this is not vanity, this is creative expression. And the feminine does not reject form, she actually inhabits it constantly. The key, however, is intention. Am I shaping my body from love or from rejection? Do I reject certain things of my body and that's why I want to change? Or do I do it because it feels healthier and I feel stronger? Am I adorning myself to express or to compensate? So we need to learn to be very conscious about what it is that we actually do with our body. So as I said, the key is intention. When love comes first, the creation can become sacred. I know that we all have role models. There are certain kinds of people, men and women, most of the time it is the same sex that is our that is like a role model for us, or we are very inspired by these people. And we actually don't really want to be that person, because how can you really want to be a person that you don't really know? And honestly, every person has their flaws, every person has their little nagging things, every person has their problems. So you don't want to trade your own problem with another person's problems, those problems that you don't really even know about, you know? But what you do like about that person and what inspires you about the person is actually something that is already within you. There is a tiny little voice within you that can connect to something that you see in the other person. You don't allow yourself to see it within you, but you allow, or you are able to see it in the other person. And that little voice within you can connect to what you see in the other person. It says, oh, that's me too. I want to express myself in the same way. I want to show this in the same way. So whenever you find yourself admiring somebody for something or feeling inspired by somebody, I encourage you and I invite you to actually sit back, take a breath, and ask yourself, what is it that I admire in that person? And why do I admire it in that person? Maybe it is like something is kind of a trigger. You know, sometimes a person triggers you. So that's kind of like a push thing for you. So you've kind of like feel like, oh, push that person away. They trigger me in some sort of way. So then you know that you have a certain wound in yourself that is ready to be seen, because then you can integrate it and heal it. But sometimes it's also a pull factor. Like you feel like, oh, you're drawn to that person, you know, because they're inspiring you. And then you see, oh, okay, this person inspires me. I feel like I want to be like that person in this or that way, because there is a certain spark in you that was ignited because it was in sync with your energy, with a tiny little bit of a frequency that is within you that wants to be heard and expressed now. So what you admire in the other person is actually something that you have in yourself and that wants to be coming, that wants to come out now as well. Okay. So the desire to change, or the desire to, I wouldn't say change, but to evolve, is actually intelligence, because evolving is what we always have done. Evolution, you know, it's something that we always have done in order to get here. This is how the world rolls. This is how life happens. And this is just something that is really important in order for us personally to get into our like closer to our life purpose and to grow into this big idea that God, or whatever you want to call it, has of us to fulfill in this world. And it is better than just being still and small, because this is not what we're here for in this world. So what you long for is actually not a mistake. It's not a flaw. It's not superficial, and it's not too much. You don't want too much. You are just ready to take the leap and step forward out of your comfort zone and broaden your comfort zone. You want to evolve. You want to see, what other roles do I have? What other roles can I take on? What other character traits do I have and I want to express? Yeah. And when you feel drawn to, as I said, a certain kind of woman, a certain presence, a certain way of being, pause and ask yourself, as I said, why does it inspire me? What quality do I feel when I see that person? And what awakens in me? Is it confidence? Is it that that person is soft? Is it that that person seems to have the balance between the male energy and the female energy? You know, in order to grow a business, for example? Is it the freedom that I long for as well? Is it sensuality, or is it even playfulness? You know, play is a very important part. I'm going to talk about this in a little bit later on. So it's not just wishful thinking that we have when we admire something in somebody, it is actually the frequency of recognition. Yeah. You recognize something in a person, but that person is just a mirror of yourself. You recognize, you allow yourself to see something beautiful in another person, but it's only a reflection of you, so you're allowed to see that in yourself. Okay? So you're not wanting something that you lack. You are recognizing something that already lives within you and wants expression. So the inspiration is a mirror and not a comparison. Never use it as a comparison. Always, from now on, you have heard this call, you have heard all the information in this call. From now on, you cannot hide behind comparison again and can down talk on your own by comparing yourself to somebody. From now on, you use the other person that is your inspiration as a mirror and say, wow, actually, that is something that is within me. That's why I recognize it in that person, because it resonates with me, you know? So it's all about aligning your nervous system, your body, and your self-image with what already feels true to you. And you will discover new ideas, you will discover new ways, you will discover new colors and shapes about yourself, and you will see that others don't really fit anymore. It's not their time anymore. They have had their time and their chance. They brought you to where you are at right now, and where you are at right now is exactly where you're supposed to be, with all that you had to experience. And I know it sounds rough, but everything that you experienced made you this beautiful person that you are right now, and helps you in certain ways to overcome certain things and to learn certain things, to understand certain things. And now you are allowed to find your authentic self in different areas that you have not explored in yourself yet. Okay? So ask yourself, how would this version of me move? How would she breathe? How would she rest? How would she play? The body learns through repetition of state and not through goals. We live our life not through our goals, we live our life through our habits. So I want us to make it a habit not to compare ourselves to others, but to see them as a mirror of ourselves, okay? Good. You become confident not by telling yourself your affirmations, but you become confident by practicing safety in your body and by being in alignment with yourself, by always tuning back into yourself and seeing and feeling, okay, what is it that I feel? Where is that feeling? Does it want to be integrated? How can I integrate it? What does it need? Anna sometimes does these wonderful healing sessions with us team members, and she always asks, okay, what do you need? Or what does that certain something in you need? She is not excluding it. She always brings it up from the dark basement and into the living room where the actual party starts. And she is, okay, what do you need? Where do you want to sit? Let's integrate it. Okay. And I have talked about play a couple of times, and this is something that I would really like to go deeper into, because play and fun, they are very, very, very fundamental. I'm also a teacher, and as I said, I'm a mom of 4 children. And as a teacher and as a mom of 4 children, I know a thing or two about play. And I know that kids learn best through playing. I know that this is actually the only way they learn best, and the only way that they learn with all their senses and learn in a way that they remember all the things that they have learned for the rest of their lives. I don't remember the exact chemical, calculation about, how to put magnesium into water and what happens then, like the chemical reaction. I don't know this anymore. It never really touched me. I didn't learn it through play either. I learned it through the boring way of opening a book and just learning that thing by heart, that equation. But I do remember quite a few things about riding horses, about rollerblading, because this is something that I have learned as I played. And I want to invite you guys as well to incorporate play a lot more into your day, whether you have children or not, whether you're 30, 20, or 50 or 60 years old, we all can play, and we all should play a lot more, because play is just the natural way of learning. And we want to really understand that we all play many, many roles throughout the day. We have the role of the mother, we have the role of the sister, we have the role of the daughter, we have the role of the worker, we have the role of the client in the supermarket, we have the role of, I don't know, the person that walks on the side of the street and offers an elderly lady the seat in the bus. We have so many different roles, and all these roles are a part of us. And the way we play these roles and the way we are ready to explore how we can play these roles a little bit more, this is actually where the magic happens. This is where we create so much magic, where we learn our true authentic self. You know, some of us maybe had a chest, and when you would open that chest, the toy chest, there would be loads and loads of costumes in them. The costume of a fairy, the costume of a horse, the costume of, I don't know, a giraffe or a doctor, whatever. And we used to put these costumes on as children, and we stepped into the role of whatever it was that that costume would represent. We can do this. Sometimes my children ask me, Mom, why do you have so many lipsticks? I'm like, they express me in a certain way. Sometimes I feel a little girlish, and in spring especially I do. Then I want to put a bright pink lipstick on. When I want to feel more sensual and go on a date with my husband, I put a dark red sensual lipstick on. This is just, it helps me get into a certain mood and role, and express myself in a more authentic way. And this is something that we can do. We can play with our body. We can play with who we are. If you feel like it would make you smarter, or you feel smarter and more like a businesswoman wearing glasses, but you actually don't need glasses, totally fine. Go ahead, put some glasses on that have just window glass in them. Just have fun with it. Do this if you like, and see what it actually does to yourself. You know that a lot of actors and actresses have a very good sense of their selves because they are playing so many different roles and learn so many things about themselves as well. And this is something that we can do as well. Yeah, it's part of our transformation, and it can make it fun. And because it is fun and playful, it becomes more of who we are and more authentically, because play is just very very, it has all it like it incorporates all your senses, and it's very emotional too. And everything that is connected to an emotion, your body and your mind will remember so well. If it's not connected to an emotion, you will forget about this. So try and be playful. Okay. When you laugh, when you move freely, when you dance without a purpose, your nervous system receives the message, I am safe, I am alive, I am allowed to enjoy. So our stress level goes way down, and we feel very much in the driver's seat because we are playing. And we are the ones who say who we are playing, We can say, when do I step into that role? When do I step out of this role? And make this role like really come alive through play. And when you have your stress level going down, you also are better at work. You are more creative. You feel more in sync with yourself. You feel more confident, and you have way more energy and a way better life quality. That's all of this is what play can do for us. So the feminine actually also thrives in pleasure, in curiosity, in experimentation. We see that with so many clothes. There are way more clothes that are very, well, have a great variety for women than for men, because the female just likes to express herself through her body and what she wears. Yeah. So ask yourself, when and where did I stop playing? Where did life become only serious? Don't take yourself so seriously. And when can I soften today? When can I incorporate play more into my life? It can start every morning that you hop out of bed. You can jump for joy. It's actually very good for your lymphatic system when you jump, and it even boosts your energy and your happiness. And then it continues with going to the wardrobe and picking out a beautiful outfit for yourself. What do you feel like today? Maybe you have an important meeting. Go ahead and take out that blouse, put on those glasses that make you look very, very smart, and just go with the very bold lipstick. It's totally fine. Yeah. You feel more like you have that doctor's appointment or the dentist appointment in your mind and you need some kind of courage. Put the t-shirt with the Wonder Woman sign on. It will help you get through the dentist appointment just fine. Okay. Where can I soften today? Where can I play today? Where can I not take myself, or do I not have to take myself so seriously today? It will transform your life. It will create magic for you. Transformation that isn't joyful doesn't last, as I said, because when it's joyful, that's an emotion, a very strong emotion that is connected to that situation, and you will get through that situation way, way better than when you're taking yourself so seriously. Okay. I would like to do a very gentle reflection practice with you guys right now. So I invite you now into a very short reflection, and I'm asking you, if you would please, to go ahead and close your eyes and bring your mind, or bring to mind a version of yourself that you desire to become. Not an image, but try to feel it. Okay, let me say it again. Try and find an idea or a version of yourself that you desire to become. But don't see it as an image, but as a feeling. You know, even if it was not for our creative brain, we usually would not see ourselves in mirrors. There are no mirrors in nature. We wouldn't see our big bum. We wouldn't see any cellulite. We wouldn't see a hunchback. We would just feel our bodies. We would have to just feel our bodies. And I'm inviting you to just feel it right now. Where does that feeling live in your body right now? You have that version of yourself. Where do you feel this version? Where do you feel some kind of a tingling or a vibration in your body? Maybe it feels very wide and very light in some places, but maybe sometimes very stuck in other places. And I want you to imagine that you have very strong light shining from the top of your head into the universe. And through that connection, you can draw golden light with every breath you take into your body, and you breathe that into the places that you feel right now in your body. And then see for yourself how that feels. Keep breathing light into these places. Make the wide and bright ones wider and brighter, and help the ones that are a little bit stuck to release. And now ask yourself gently, what part of me wants to be expressed right now? Don't rush yourself, just listen. And this is a practice that you can do every morning when you wake up, that you can do before every situation, especially in challenging situations. What part of you wants to be expressed right now? Tell yourself you're safe. Say, I am safe to express that part of me. It is an authentic and important part of me. It is one part of many, many parts of me that helps me become my authentic self. And I invite you to really, really feel that right now. And take one more very deep breath in through the nose. And as you breathe out, lock that feeling in yourself, bottle that feeling in yourself. And say, this is a part of me, and I will hear it now. You are now very much a different, more evolved person already than you were before this exercise, because you listened to that little voice, to that little thing that wanted to express itself. Okay? That is a little exercise that you can do whenever you feel like it. Hopefully you remember it after this call. So, to summarize it all up again, you don't need to become someone else. You just need to allow yourself to be seen, and you have to allow yourself first to see yourself before anyone else. Becoming is remembering. It is not trying to push yourself to your limits, to an unrecognizable self that is not actually truly you. It is an evolution. As I said, it is becoming, yeah, and it is remembering. And the desires that you have, the desire to be more sportive, the desire to be more successful in a certain business area, the desire to be a softer, more playful mother, the desire to be more or less feminine on, whatever, is actually a guidance that shows you, it's like a compass. It shows you where you're supposed to go now in order to learn something new, in order to experience something new, and in order to get closer to your life purpose, to the fulfillment of your life purpose. The body is wisdom. It remembers it all. The body is made out of, like, I don't know how many percentages of water, 75 or so, and water has a memory. So you memorize, you have a memory in your body. And the joy, the playfulness, that is actually your very strong compass. Yeah. So do what you like to do what makes you happy. And it doesn't mean that you have to throw everything away that doesn't give you pleasure. I mean, taxes, for instance, we have to get through certain things in order to, have the government offer back and not hunt us down with taxes that we need to pay. We have to get through certain things in order to have way more pleasure later on. But overall, we should feel more happiness and more pleasure in doing what we do than feeling dreadful about what we have to do and what tasks are ahead of us. Because at the end of the day, at the end of our lives, it all comes down to joy. How much did you enjoy your life? How much did you enjoy being the person that you are? How much did you enjoy your family, your friends, your travels, your days, your weekends, your work days? Okay. So thank you so much for walking this path with me today. thank you for honoring your femininity, for giving yourself that time. It is a kind of self-love to sit here and listen and learning about yourself and how to, make yourself and your life a little bit more in alignment with your authentic self. And thank you for choosing becoming over fixing, because there's nothing that needs to be fixed in you. It's all part of the journey. Okay.
Thank you so much, Juliane.
You're so welcome.
I want like what we always say is be the creator like of your life. And I want to invite you all like to send yourself and Juliane as a thank you, like a heart rain. Mark her in Instagram or wherever. Write a thank you message. What did you take with you today? And my English is also not perfect, so I'm learning, and I see other people's are like willing to learn and open up for English. I will put in the English WhatsApp chat. Like you can also invite other women or people who want to go. I'm always saying like if you want to learn a new language or connect with other people, then go just in rooms where the language is getting talked and you learn kind of the best because it's with joy and in the flow. And yeah, it's like how kids learn languages. And I think it's also the language of love. So if you connect with yourself and love, we have just one language, and it's just what we are feeling in these rooms. So yeah, I'm inviting you, even if your English is not perfect, to share and yeah, to do something new and really be the creator of your life. And yes, that's what I wanted to say. I will send the WhatsApp chat, and yeah, feel free to join. Feel free to invite other, especially women, because I mean, men are also welcome, but I think it's a room for women. And we will open up a call now every Sunday, a free call to connect and get a feeling for the community. And if you want to be part of this, message the person who invited you and let's create some magic together. Because for me, like if you have a vision, you can do really really big. Yes, if you keep on moving because you are the most important person in your life. But if you connect with other people who look in kind of a same direction, then magic happens. So let's create some magic. Thank you, Juliana, and everyone who
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Oh, and Anna, your English is quite well, and I really, I'm surprised how much words. Sometimes I understand, but I, oh, it's right. If you go into the English rooms and you go into the rooms where English is spoken, you will learn it by hearing, and it will come normally to you, and you will always understand more and more. So it's
Can
nice.
also
I was
try.
really my respect to you, Juliane, for so flowing words. I just thought you were English, but no, you're German.
You
Like
know what
me.
I was
So,
I was playing right now. I was playing that I am a British member of the British family, like the Queen
yes,
and
yeah.
all these people.
It
So
worked. It worked.
it
How
works so
wonderful.
well when
Thank
you
you.
think that you are these people, all of a sudden the accent is
Yes.
coming.
Yes. So wonderful. Thank you very much. It was so a pleasure to listen to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
does
That
anyone
is
else
lovely.
want to share. Just be aware that maybe you're on the recording, but be brave and just
Yeah, I can just stop recording here then. Then you guys feel a little bit more self.